दुबई, एक ऐसा सिटी जहां ख्वाबों के घर रोज बनते हैं, लेकिन उन ख्वाबों को हकीकत बनाने के लिए जो लोग हमें सपोर्ट करते हैं, उनका प्रेशर, उनकी एंजाइटी, उस पर हम कभी ध्यान ही नहीं देते। रियल स्टेट एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री है जहां टारगेट्स, रिजेक्शन और कांस्टेंट अनसर्टेनिटी सिर्फ करियर नहीं, मेंटल हेल्थ को भी डीपली इम्पैक्ट करती है। और इस एपिसोड में हम ये सब एक्सप्लोर करने वाले हैं विद डॉक्टर जे चट्ठा, जिनको आप जे कृपा के नाम से जानते हैं। जय एक फॉर्मर मेडिकल स्टूडेंट हैं जो आज दुबई की रियल स्टेट इंडस्ट्री में अपनी स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रेजेंस बना चुके हैं थ्रू हिज वर्क एंड द वे ही कंसिस्टेंटली शोज अप, बिल्ड्स एंड लीड्स। उनकी जर्नी सिर्फ करियर स्विच नहीं है, इट्स अबाउट डिसिप्लिन, ग्रोथ और वो माइंडसेट जो लोगों को इंस्पायर करता है, जो उन्हें देख रहे हैं, फॉलो कर रहे हैं। If you have ever felt overwhelmed while chasing success, this conversation will hit home.
Let's say if you don't have any money and you're entering into real estate, it's very tough. It's very, very tough. And you have to be strong, very, very strong mentally to pass that hurdle where you've made enough money, where you can sit for a year without doing any work. एक test में मैंने fail कर दिया था. So it was the first time I ever failed in an exam in my life. तो फिर मुझे लगा, first I sat down, I was disappointed. To perform, you need to be mentally healthy for sure. Because if you are stressed out and you're talking to a client, you will stress out that client as well.
Of course.
It just gets passed on. Mental health should be discussed more, especially in real estate, in the real estate industry. As an agent, as a broker, you do need that support.
Yeah.
That there's no such support today.
अगर आपने कुछ नेगेटिव सुना है ना, या रिजेक्शन वो फेस की है, चाहे आपको लगता है कि यू मूव थ्रू इट, यू पास थ्रू इट, लेकिन सबकॉन्शियसली वो कहीं ना कहीं अपना असर छोड़ जाता है। डॉक्टर जे, आई एम सो ग्लैड दैट आप यहाँ पे आए हो, और सबसे अमेजिंग बात ये है कि आप डॉक्टर भी हो लेकिन रियल स्टेट में भी हो। तो मैंने अभी तक के इरादे में हमने रियल स्टेट को टच नहीं किया, इस सब्जेक्ट मैटर को। सो फॉर मी इट वाज सच अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू हैव समबडी फ्रॉम रियल स्टेट बट ऑल्सो हैविंग दैट मेडिकल बैकग्राउंड। सो आई एम सो हैप्पी, वेलकम टू इरादे।
Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot to be here. Of course, आपने जब हमारी पहली बात हुई थी, I was it was a different concept for me. I've never talked about mental health before. So I've been thinking about it ever since. है ना, कि how does it affect us? How does it affect us in real estate? How did it affect me in my past? तो बहुत चीज़ें निकली जो मैंने कभी सोची नहीं थी. So it'll be nice to talk to you about them.
Amazing.
And give my insights.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody will find them valuable.
हाँ, और आपको पता है कि जब मैंने इसको स्टार्ट करना था ना, तो इरादे का इरादा ही ये था कि मे बी बाय टॉकिंग अबाउट इट पीपल विल टेक अ पॉज एंड थिंक अबाउट इट, एंड दिस इज वेयर दे विल स्टार्ट टू टेक केयर ऑफ देमसेल्व्स। सो आई एम वेरी ग्लैड टू नो दिस फीडबैक।
Perfect.
So, Dr. J, like being a medical student, in my experience, I had so many students from medical school going through a high pressure, high stress. So, given all these years of your experience, what does mental health means to you?
Well, हम शुरू करते हैं maybe from the medical side. When I was a medical student, तब भी हमें high pressure situations होती थी, especially during exams. क्योंकि you were in a competition basically. You had to outperform all the other students if you wanted to get ahead, है ना? हम तो चलो, मेरा तब तो इतना नहीं था कि I'm not competing with everyone. I'm just trying to do the best I can. तो मैंने I think from school time मेरे दिमाग में यही था कि I'm not, स्कूल टाइम में थोड़ा ज़्यादा कंपटीशन था, तब देखते हैं कि रैंकिंग्स क्या होती थी। यूनिवर्सिटी में मैं थोड़ा स्लो डाउन हो गया था, तो अपने दिमाग में मैंने रख दिया था कि I'm not competing, I don't want to compete. I just want to do the best I can, and whatever marks I get, great. When the marks came, that day is always थोड़ी सी टेंशन होती थी कि चलो कितने होंगे. I thought I did well, but let's see. You never know. So मेरे दोस्त मेरे साथ होते थे जो of course I think pressure, they took too much pressure sometimes. तो कई जो फेल होते थे उनके लिए obviously this was a big disappointment.
Of course.
है ना? तो I used to talk to them and try to help them if I could, right? So हमारा इतना जोड़ बन गया था during the end that we would all get together, study together, enjoy and study at the same time. So then we kind of treated studying as a sort of, let's say, exercise. एक तरफ मतलब when you do it for 1, 2, 3 years, it becomes an exercise. Muscle memory बन जाती है आपकी.
Yeah.
So you know how to study, you know how to do tests, you know how to do exams, है ना?
Yeah.
So I think if you treat it that way, if you don't treat it as, oh, I have to be number one, oh, I have to, score 100 marks out of
Yeah.
100. If you don't treat it that way and you treat it as an exercise that you can get better and better at, फिर थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस कम हो जाता है. तो मेरे साथ यही हुआ था in medicine.
आई थिंक वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट यू शेयर्ड कि स्कूल में वो प्रेशर होता है कंपैरिजन का और ग्रेड्स का, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि चाहे हमारे पेरेंट्स कितने भी फास्ट फॉरवर्ड हो जाए ना, फिर भी वो एक रहता है कि 90s हैं या 20s में या 80s में आपके मार्क्स आए हैं. सो व्हाट वाज दैट मोमेंट कि वो शिफ्ट हुआ कि मुझे ग्रेड्स पे फोकस नहीं करना, आई विल डू द बेस्ट आई कैन?
आई थिंक मुझे वो शिफ्ट आया तीसरे साल में. तो वो शिफ्ट क्यों आया? क्योंकि एक टेस्ट में मैंने फेल कर दिया था. सो इट वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम आई एवर फेल्ड इन अ एग्जाम इन माय लाइफ. तो फिर मुझे लगा, फर्स्ट आई सैट डाउन, आई वाज डिसअपॉइंटेड फॉर आई थिंक अ डे और 2 days. एंड फिर मैंने अपने आप से बात की कि ओके, यू फेल्ड. Is it the end of the world? Probably not, right? Is it going to affect you in the future? Not so much. एक ही test है ना? You have 30 tests you're giving, 30 subjects.
Yeah.
And so that kind of changed my perspective. Okay, चलो, ठीक है, grades are not that important. It's what you're learning here and using later on, that's more important. So that was a lesson. That was a good lesson, I think. उसके बाद I treated, like I told you, as an exercise. मतलब थोड़ा सा I never thought about it as, okay, I have to learn every single thing. I thought about it as, okay, I've learned majority of the things. 80% of the work is done. That's good enough to do the test.
Yeah.
And at the end, जब मैंने change किया अपना profession, मतलब that was during that time, like around the 4th, 5th year. जब मैंने सोचा कि okay, I can be something else as well. I don't have to become a doctor. I can do something else. I am capable of doing something else. तो वो major shift तभी हुआ था मेरा. मतलब that's why I'm sitting here today.
Yeah.
Right?
And like you come originally, you're from India, right?
Haan ji.
But maybe born
Brought up in Canada.
Yeah, brought up in Canada.
हाँ जी.
I'm from Pakistan.
हाँ
So थोड़ा सा अगर मैं रिलेट करूँ ना कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान में जब बच्चे बड़े हो रहे होते हैं तो 2 ही प्रोफेशन होते हैं, या तो आप डॉक्टर बन जाओ या आप इंजीनियर बन जाओ.
हाँ जी.
उसके अलावा बाकी के प्रोफेशंस वो तो शायद माँ बाप के जहन में ही नहीं होते कि ये भी एग्जिस्ट करते हैं.
हाँ जी.
सो द मोमेंट यू मेड दैट ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम मेडिसिन टू real estate, or maybe started to think I can do something different, how was the support at home?
पहले तो they couldn't believe it. They were like, पागल हो गया ये. Like,
सही.
नहीं मतलब पहले तो they couldn't, they were like, are you sure, is everything okay? मतलब वो ही सोच रहे थे कि क्या हो गया, मतलब 4 साल हो गए हैं,
क्या करेगा बाद में?
why are you thinking like this?
Yeah.
This was their response, and it took me time to explain to them that this is what I want to do, this is how I want. And then gradually they started supporting me. They started telling me, I started updating them कि मैं क्या कर रहा है ना. I was telling them I'm doing this online store, I'm doing this, I'm starting this business. And my dad, he was an entrepreneur himself. Like उन्होंने job नहीं की थी. Mostly he was starting a new business. Every few months he would have some kind of new business. So he knew, I guess maybe he saw himself in me. Maybe that's why he started saying, okay, you can do it. But he would always end with, every conversation he would end with, पर तू डॉक्टर ही बनेगा.
No, I can definitely imagine. क्योंकि
आज भी
नहीं,
आज नहीं, चलो आज तो रुक गए हैं. When I came to Dubai and I got into real estate, फिर भी कह रहे थे चलो रियल एस्टेट कर लो फिर भी डॉक्टर
हाँ
एमडी कर लो चलो
हाँ
कोई
हाँ
बात
हाँ
नहीं
बाद में
एमडी कर लो
एमडी
बाद में
एमडी कर लो हाँ हाँ no I totally can relate
हाँ जी
because this is something I went through, this is something my siblings, so many people I have witnessed,
हम्म,
like of course the parents at the end they love us, they want to support us, they want to protect us,
हाँ जी
and I think unke liye the point they come from, the time they come from, these were the professions were more safe and secure,
yeah
and I think parents they don't want us to struggle, right? They want to protect us,
yeah
so we do get that, but then
हम्म,
examples like you and there are many different examples also, people just take that
हम्म,
faith in themselves,
yeah
और वो जो आपने बोला कि I started to update them,
हम्म,
this is very interesting for me
हम्म,
because majority of the students, majority of the kids in that age बहुत मुश्किल होता है खुद से एक स्टेप लेना
हाँ yeah
and to kind of update the parents.
yeah
ठीक है तो आपके लिए इतना कहना कि I used to update them, it shows a lot of belief in yourself and a kind of resilience
yeah
कि मैं कर रहा हूँ और मैं आपको बताने लगा हूँ.
हम्म.
So how did you build that resilience?
It's a good question. I don't think it was instantly. Time लगा था मुझे भी क्योंकि मुझे भी अपने आप पे confidence मतलब build करना पड़ा.
हाँ
You
जी.
know, I had to build it over time. It took me. हाँ, I think one of the good factors or one of the key factors was मैं तभी ना books बहुत पढ़ रहा था, autobiographies of very successful people, and I think I projected myself into their lives or somehow I don't know imagination ke through I was living their life, and these were business people like Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller. These are like titans of industry from the US, right? And they have very good biographies and autobiographies. So I read them. I read about Nikola Tesla, Elon Musk, who's present day tycoon. So when I read their stories, they started from scratch as well. Most of them, right? Probably all of them. They didn't start with wealth. They didn't start with billions of dollars in their bank account. So I was like, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to go in that journey? Because I don't know. It was ingrained in me from a young age that you can do whatever you want in life as long as you have the willpower for it. So I think that was there already, but then naturally, shayad. And then I just needed something to tell me that you can do it, right? So these books helped. Then I guess what else helped? Some things like setting goals, setting small goals. जैसे मैंने कोई fitness goal set कर लिया, I was achieving it. जैसे मैंने कोई पढ़ाई का goal set कर लिया, I was achieving it. You know, these small goals give you confidence.
Yeah.
When you achieve them,
Yeah.
even if they're small, it doesn't matter. But if you achieve these goals, then you start gaining confidence in yourself. And then you can use that to say, okay, I can do everything then. I can do anything.
Yeah.
Right? हाँ, थोड़ा सा delusional होना पड़ता है.
Yes.
I think even at that stage, when you haven't achieved anything, you have to be delusional. You have to tell yourself, I can do it, or I have already done it. But once you start doing that every single day, then the confidence builds, and then your self-belief goes up. Then you can take that step and tell your parents and
Yes.
say, guys, I'm doing this, you know?
I love the way you really put it into words because majority of the time when people come to therapy and people are struggling with low self-confidence, so their question is always, how do I build my confidence? So the science is, neuroscience is, you cannot build the confidence just like that. कोई tablet आपको दे दो और confidence आ गया. It comes with bits and pieces, and the way you said like वो self belief आपने gradually develop किया.
हाँ जी.
By setting small goals and achieving it, and this is where the belief starts to come कि I can do it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I think anybody listening to you right now who's in a kind of like वो dilemma कि मैं change करूँ या ना करूँ, because I'm sure there are so many people out there जो अपने early teen years में और early 20s में एक किसी field में चले गए, and now it's not working for them. And
it
just
happens all the time.
Exactly.
And I think people get into that trap, you know, they trap themselves.
Yeah.
So they get into that mindset ke, oh, I have to do this now. I chose this step. My parents want me to do this, so I have to do it. Right? and then that's it. They've kind of ruined their life in a way, you know,
Hmm.
because they're doing something they don't really want to do.
Hmm.
तो हाँ, कई बार ये क्या होता है कि some kids I know, they will know that they want to do something and they will follow through, and that's it. They're good.
Yeah.
Some kids are unsure. I was unsure. Like I knew, okay, I was getting good grades, so I went to the medical stream, right? In India, I was in India at the time in high school. So I went into the medical stream because I was getting good grades and I didn't know what I was doing. I was 16 years old, right? As a 16-year-old, you're like, yeah, whatever, you know, let's just do it. Parents want to do it. Okay. You know,
Yeah.
they know better than me.
Yeah, of
But
course.
when you grow up a little bit more and you start learning who you are as a person, then you start realizing, okay, what your wants and needs are, actual wants and needs in life. What do you want from life? Because life is so short.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to live it. Um, it goes by very quickly.
Yeah.
Once you start realizing that, then you have to very thoughtfully make decisions,
Yeah.
right? So I realized that around that age, around 23, 24. So I think I was lucky maybe because I realized so early, then I could change quickly. And I made my move then. If I'd waited more, I would have wasted so much time for no reason.
I totally understand, and I'm so glad you took that decision.
Yeah.
And what you said कि आपका needs and wants भी different हो सकती हैं what you are in already. But I would also like to add कि needs and wants के अलावा आपकी personality traits भी उसमें affect करती हैं. So maybe आपका character और आपकी personality is not made to be a doctor. Many times students ask me question like, can I be a psychologist? And my first thing is like, if you can sit in this posture for 10 hours without getting agitated and irritated and pay your attention constantly to the client for 10 exact hours, yes, go for it.
Okay.
Otherwise, doesn't matter like how much passionate you are, if you don't have the capacity to sit, you're not gonna be fully functional.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So gradually now let's move towards what you are doing right now.
Hanji.
Real estate.
Hanji, real estate.
So what are those personality characteristics you have that you feel really fit with real estate? Like how does that really satisfy your character?
I think real estate may many different personality traits can work. My personality trait, I feel, maybe somebody else can be the judge.
It's your self-analysis.
But what I feel about myself is I'm very patient, so that helps in most deals, right? Because you have to be patient. You can't push. You can't over-explain, right? So I'm very patient in that manner. So I think that helps. Secondly, I'm more of a listener than a talker. So I think that helps when you're sitting in front of a client. Because you really need to understand their needs and their goals to help them make their decision, right? So I think that is a good thing for a real estate agent that I have. And thirdly, I think I would say, let's say, maybe quick thinking in a ways, because yes, you can be patient, you can be a listener, but if somebody needs something and they're ready to do the deal straight away, you need to be fast as well.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really important too.
Wow.
So if you want to close the deal and your client is ready to close the deal, you need to close it.
Quick
you can't
action.
wait.
Yeah.
So you can't just sit there and wait for things.
Yeah.
Patience is needed in some cases, not every time. And you need to have a quick action when it matters. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, listening to this, actually, what comes to my mind जब आपने बोला कि patience and little bit setback, जो controversial सा ये topic हो जाएगा. Usually, whenever, like, let's say I wanna buy something or get something, the constant follow-ups from a real estate agent is something that would really irritate me, or kinda I would feel like they've been pushy. And I want to make a decision when I'm much more calm and more realistic and aligned with my mind.
Yeah.
But most of the time what happens, real estate agent, they follow up. So
Hanji.
what do you say about that?
I think then, when you're speaking to an agent the first time, they really have to, like I said, understand your needs and goals for this particular investment or decision that you want to make, in real estate. So if they haven't done their job, then they won't know that. Then the follow up will keep happening regardless. So they haven't, the first step is to make sure they have done that, right? So if they have not done that, if they have not come to you and asked the right questions, then they don't have the right answers. If they don't have the right answers, then they're still stuck, because if they did have the right answers, they wouldn't be following up with you that aggressively, right? Because you would have told them, I'm not in that right headspace. I am not ready right now. I will be in the future sometime, and I will definitely reach out to you. Yes, they can then ask you, okay, very good. I'll reach out to you on such and such date. You agree on a date, right? That way you have an agreement between each other that yes, follow-up is necessary. But when is that follow-up necessary? That should be communicated.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think that would make people's life easy, because nowadays, as you said,
Hanji.
maybe there are almost 60,000 real estate agents in
Yeah,
Dubai.
I think yes, close to that. That's what I've heard. I haven't verified it, but anyone can verify it, by the way. You can check on Dubai Land Department's website how many registered brokers there are, and just multiply it by 2.
Yeah, but I think for people like us, sometimes it gets really, really tricky in terms of managing those calls and
Hanji.
follow-ups.
Bilkul.
So thank you so much for sharing that.
I mean, look, the real estate market here is still young. Bought regulation baki hai abhi. And I think once the government puts its foot down on certain, certain things, then we should see an improvement. We should see some kind of, let's say, from the agent's perspective, some better training as well.
Yeah.
Right? Which is needed. And then you should see a standardization of the market. जैसे बाकी nations, countries में होता है.
हाँ जी.
Something like that should happen, but maybe not now, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So, डॉक्टर जे, अभी आप मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर हैं कृपा के, और अभी कुछ लोग आपकी टीम में होंगे, मे बी लाइक 10-20, आई एम नॉट श्योर हाउ मैनी पीपल, बट यू आर सीइंग दोज पीपल एवरी डे, एंड ऑब्वियसली कांस्टेंट प्रेशर, कांस्टेंट स्ट्रेस, फॉलो अप्स, एवरीथिंग, डेडलाइंस आर देयर. सो you are, yes, their team leader, but you also have that डॉक्टर वाला नॉलेज भी थोड़ा सा, उनकी हेल्थ तो आपको नज़र ही आती होगी.
हाँ जी.
बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, इन योर एक्सपीरियंस, हाउ डू यू सी रियल स्टेट मार्केट और दिस काइंड ऑफ जॉब इम्पैक्ट्स द मेंटल हेल्थ ऑफ एन एजेंट?
It's a very good question, क्योंकि this is probably not discussed as much as it should be. Real estate agents go through a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, a lot of depression, क्योंकि you are in a field where, let's say, most of the time, I'm saying not every agent, but most of the agents will be on a commission basis.
Yes.
Right? So that means that if they do not do a deal that month, it's possible they don't have enough money to pay for their expenses, their bills, their rent, etc. That's why it's a highly stressful field. That's why we always recommend new agents coming into the market to have that backup, right? To have that backup so that they can sustain for the next 3 to 6 months at least, right? So I think the pressure is based on, if you come into the field as a new agent and you don't perform, then of course there will be pressure, right? Now, to perform, you need to be mentally healthy for sure, right? Because if you are stressed out and you're talking to a client, you will stress out that client as well.
Of course.
It just gets passed on.
Yes.
Right? And they will notice it in your voice, in the way you look, in the way you're talking to them. Everything is visible. Body language, the way, let's say, you're presenting something. That is all translated. And then if that meeting doesn't go well, then you go to the next one even more stressed out. Right? This is how I think real estate agents spiral downwards. So we try to keep the environment, the office that they sit in, very positive. We encourage everyone to help each other in our office. So if there is a problem, you know you have somebody next to you who is more experienced than you. You can go to them right away and ask them, can you help me on this? So we've kept the level of competition. There is competition, but it's up to a certain point. We're still a team at the end of the day. So I think that culture, the work culture inside the office is really important for the agent's mental health, right? So that's one thing that I think companies can work on. The positive environment inside the office and creating a team-like culture. That takes time too. And it's all from the top, right? So if the top is very positive, if the leader is very positive and they encourage all these behaviors, then the behaviors will come by themselves. Then you can even step out of the office and it will still continue. Okay? So I think secondly, talking about more mental health issues that agents may have, if you, let's say, lose a deal, right, you will be stressed out, you will be depressed because you will think about it. You will think about, what did I do wrong? Why did the client do this to me? This, that. You'll think about so many things, right? Because that commission you are already calculating in your head as an agent.
Of course.
And I'm sure every agent can agree on this, that there has been one or many deals that have happened like this, and then you have thought about that, oh, I could have done so much with that money, right? So, for those people, my recommendation, I know your question wasn't that, but I just want to say that, because I've been in that situation many times where I've lost deals and, thought about it. The only way to get past it for me was thinking that, okay, this was one deal. How many deals am I going to make in my lifetime? 1,000, right? So 1 out of 1,000 is 0.01%, right? It's not even 1%. So I'm fine. If 1% deals go down the drain, that's fine. No problem. So it's not even 1%, so I'm good. So that's how I thought about it, statistically.
I agree with that. And if I put it into more neuroscience perspective, in neuroscience perspective, it's always when you go into that hopelessness wala field jagah pe, you always need to visualize something in the future that your brain would be imagining. So that really helps you to look forward to the future rather than feeling helpless and trapped in that moment. So yes, definitely, I'm sure that helps a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I think it should. And, like you were saying, we were talking earlier, mental health should be discussed more, especially in real estate, in the real estate industry. It's probably one of the only industries where you are running your own business essentially, right? And as an agent, as a broker, you do need that support. That there's no such support today, right? Unless some company is doing it themselves. There's no other mental health support. So I think that's really required because all agents need is a little positive push. Sometimes.
And like just an average person, somebody who's not from the real estate, now when I'm talking to you and I'm just thinking, okay, if somebody, an agent calls me and I'm just not in a good mood और मैंने अच्छे से बात नहीं की, मतलब मैंने तो फ़ोन बंद कर दिया ना बाद में, लेकिन उस बंदे के लिए वो negativity, how much that would have impacted that person?
It depends on how long have they been in the game.
Okay.
जैसे नए एजेंट होते हैं,
हाँ जी.
For them it's very shocking.
Right?
ऐसे कैसे बात कर ली मेरे से, है ना? ईगो पे थोड़ा सा hurt हो जाता है.
हाँ जी.
And then they get emotional. ऐसे होता है. लेकिन once you go through that rejection 1 time, 2 times, 50 times, 100 times, then it doesn't affect you. And it shouldn't. As an agent, you will get this. Because yes, you're calling somebody out of the blue, right? Sometimes you are. We don't encourage that. But if you are calling somebody and they're not expecting your call, then there can be a reaction like that. जैसे आपने बोला. So it's not the client's fault. It's not the agent's fault. Agent is trying to do his job as well. The client is in a bad mood because of something happening in their life. So the agent should not feel bad at all. Right? But it takes time for that to come. It doesn't happen in the first call. Like a first call you have in the day, and if it's bad, it's okay. Keep moving. You're going to have like I said, 1,000 calls.
Thousands of calls, yes.
Yeah, thousands of calls. One bad call is not going to change everything.
But definitely, you know, as a human being, we can just try to be kind to each other.
हाँ
और मे बी ये
बिल्कुल
मैसेज तो हम लोगों को दे ही सकते हैं,
हाँ जी हाँ
क्योंकि
जी
अक्सर जब कभी कॉल आता है तो आई जस्ट ट्राई टू से थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कॉलिंग बट राइट नाउ आई एम नॉट लुकिंग फॉर एनीथिंग। मतलब आप काइंड तरीके से बात कर लो,
perfect हाँ
क्योंकि
जी
ठीक है, मैं अग्री करती हूँ आपसे कि रिजिलियंस होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि आपने थाउजेंड्स करने हैं। बट अकॉर्डिंग टू साइंस, एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल अग्री विद मी, अगर आपने कुछ नेगेटिव सुना है ना, या रिजेक्शन वो फेस की है, चाहे आपको लगता है कि यू मूव थ्रू इट, यू पास थ्रू इट, लेकिन सबकॉन्शियसली वो कहीं ना कहीं अपना असर छोड़ जाता है।
hmm
तो आई थिंक दैट इज़ ऑल्सो अ परस्पेक्टिव फॉर द मेंटल हेल्थ ऑफ अ रियल स्टेट पर्सन, कि आप लोगों को अपनी केयर करने की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है।
बिल्कुल
Yeah.
हम्म
So, in your company, you said you guys are trying to implement maybe teamwork, maybe positive environment. Do you know any initiative that's going on in real estate market? Because honestly, I've been in this field, like let's say in Dubai, I've been here 11 years practicing in a psychiatry department for all these years, and hardly maybe I have seen 4 to 5 people in my therapy room for coming from real estate industry, which really tells me कि जैसे आपने बोला कि most of the people are on a commission base, which really tells me that mental health is not accessible for real
हाँ
estate
जी
industry.
हाँ जी क्योंकि टाइम नहीं होता ना
अच्छा
टाइम ही नहीं होता रियल एस्टेट एजेंट्स के पास it's a full-time job and it's more than 9 hours a day sometimes
हाँ
right so um, because you're caught up in all of that in the next meeting the next deal in the next client you forget about you kind of push away your mental health to the side or your even forget about mental health your body's health
of
sometimes too
course
right
हाँ
because if you're that busy it's hard to feed yourself it's hard to feed yourself the right food you are just trying to eat as whatever you can find sometimes right so all in all there's a I think in the first let's say if you don't have any money right and you're entering into real estate it's very tough it's very very tough and you have to be strong very very strong mentally to pass that hurdle where you've made enough money where you can sit for a year without doing any work right once you get to that level then everything then
kind
you
of
start
settles down.
then everything settles down and then you can start thinking about your mental health start thinking about your physical health but during that time the first it could be 3 months it could be 8 months it could be 2 years
Yeah.
depends on the agent right that time frame is going to be very stressful for you regardless
Yeah,
so I mean I
okay,
was in that time I was in that phase too
I'm
where I
sure.
was living but not really achieving anything and then I had to flip something in my head to make sure I did but it was very difficult very very difficult I just had to keep pushing and pushing so I'm sure everyone goes through that in real estate especially the new people if you are not in the right environment or if you're not getting taught the right way then you will struggle you'll have to learn yourself you have to pull yourself up every single day but if you're able to do that then great right
Yeah.
you can succeed and sometimes you can succeed really fast sometimes not so fast it's
Okay.
all on you so like you said mental health really important especially as a new agent
Yeah.
because it can help you get through that
Yes. तो
right
आप अगर कोई अभी आपको सुन
हाँ
रहा
जी
है और वो इस फेज में है जो बिल्कुल नया है
हाँ
और
जी
स्ट्रगल कर रहा है, व्हाट वुड यू रिकमेंड दैट पर्सन टू डू और सर्टेन स्टेप्स इन अ डे दैट माइट हेल्प हिम टू बिल्ड दैट रेजिलियंस?
हाँ तो जैसे मैंने मेडिकल स्कूल में किया था आई वाज सेटिंग स्मॉल गोल्स don't set too big goals the too big of goals will make you crash because you cannot achieve them in a day set goals you can achieve in a day एक दिन में जो goals कर सकते हो ना आप वो set करो so that when you start achieving them then you'll feel good that will be positive reinforcement more positive reinforcement you have every single day वो जैसे ना बैंक होता है आपका सेविंग्स बैंक होता है
वो इकट्ठा
you're
होता रहता है.
you're putting all that positive reinforcement into your mental health bank
Yeah.
and it will keep accumulating interest over time and then after a year or so you'll be a totally different person because
Yeah.
you'll be so rich with mental health
Resources.
resources
Yeah.
that you won't need any motivation. You'll have so much there.
Yeah.
Because every single day you're achieving your goal.
Yeah.
So make small goals. Small goals can be like, I want to call 50 clients today for some, just to give you an example. Or I want to write down all the projects I know and all the information that I know about them today. So set those small goals, figure out those goals, and set one every day. That's it. That's all you have to do. Achieve
That's
them.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how do you take care of your mental health? Because what I have seen, like when I was looking into your profile, researching about you, whatever info was available there, I looked through it.
Okay. Not a lot.
Not a lot, but now you have started to be more active on social media as well.
Yes.
So I'm sure like to be on a social media, it's another 24-hour job.
Yeah, kind
You
of.
know,
Sometimes,
so
yeah.
sometimes, so to be on social media, to be a managing director, so how do you keep that personal boundaries from work? How do you keep up that balance?
It's very difficult in this field to keep
Yeah.
up that. I think any business owner, and you know that as
I
well.
know.
You're a business owner too.
Yeah.
आपको भी पता है कि you cannot. It's hard to separate sometimes, especially in the beginning.
सही.
Right? A young business, you have to. आपकी फिक्र भी होती है ना
हाँ
कि
जी.
you're very worried always about the business, what's happening, what's the next step.
हाँ जी.
And especially when you want to, let's say, expand the business, then you are going through a different set of responsibilities and changes in the business. And then the time you give to the business and the time you give to your personal life, it's always, there's never going to be like a balance, I think.
Okay.
At the moment, for me, it's more, let's say, like 80% to the business, 20% to the personal.
Okay.
Right? And it helps that me and my wife are doing the business together. It's a partnership, right? I think that's helped us, let's say, not have to separate. Because look, if you're, let's say, a husband, wife, and your wife, let's say, she's doing something else, you're doing something else, you have your own business, she has her own business, coming together, you're only meeting at home maybe or on the weekend. That's basically it, right? So you'll also not have that. You'll have to figure out how to combine both of those in the right ratio. For us, I think it's different. It's easier for us because we see each other most of the day.
So you
right?
feel connected.
We feel connected without having the personal relationship come into the business. Because when we're in the office, we're all business, right? When we're at home, sometimes we're talking about the business, sometimes we're talking about other things, right? So I think it's different. It's case to case. It's not like there's
hard
no
and
steadfast
fast rule.
Yeah, there's no hard and fast rule. It's totally up to you. If you want to spend more time at home, go ahead. If your business is running by itself, you can spend more time at home, right? So to get to that stage will take time.
Yeah, and I think what you have mentioned earlier, that you really need to collect that resilience, you really need to collect that bank of resources where you are able to take time for different things.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you with that, क्योंकि yes, बैलेंस करना भी बहुत ज़रूरी है, लेकिन जब फाइट एंड फ्लाइट की और जब सर्वाइवल मोड की बात आती है ना, तो तब तो आपको करना ही पड़ता है ना, like the things you need to do, you need to do.
Yeah.
But I think having a right support and right circumstances that are maybe helpful for you right now. So
Bilkul ji. Look, if you want to build the best business, you cannot be focused on your personal life. You have to focus on the business, because there's hundreds of other businesses out there that are trying to build their own business, right? And they're talking to the same people as you are. So if you, especially when you're at this stage, you have to focus on the business. You have to build it, because it's a baby, right? You have to, you have to make the baby grow up.
Yeah.
To make the baby grow up, you have to focus on the baby.
Of course. And I think if your health gives you permission, and if you are at this young age, जब आपके पास capacity है, energy है, so you go in it fully.
Yeah, why not? Because you're going to be proud. You're going to be proud of this moment 10 years later when you've done it. Then you'll be like, okay, wow, this is what I've done, right?
Sahi.
You cannot be there 10 years from now if you're spending 50% time at home and 50% at, on the business. So I think that's a really important judgment. I mean, look at like Elon Musk, for example, right? This guy is insane. He's working like 20 hours a day sometimes. Why? Because he knows to get to that next level, you have to work on the business. And he has thousands of people working for him, but he's still there, right? So that tells you if you want to get to that level, you have to work on that frequency, basically.
Yeah. So when you mention like maybe 20% I have for my personal life or
Yeah.
my health, so what are those things that you do that really energize you, keeps you ready for the next day?
I think more relaxing time with my wife, staying at home. We really like staying at home because we don't stay at home
Yeah, I'm sure.
all day, all week. We're outside the house. So
Yeah.
when we get time, even when we go out, right, we're like, oh man, I miss home now. Let's go
Yeah.
home.
Okay.
Because we don't get time. So we like to stay home, watch a movie, just relax our mind. That's what refreshes us. That's really important. Or we like to go somewhere, walk around in the mall. We put on some trainers, walk around, just have coffee, chill, do a little bit of shopping. That kind of thing is also relaxing for us. So you have to find what's relaxing for you. I think that really helps. And on the other hand, we have we keep everything else, the housework, the chores, and everything. That's to the side. So we don't even focus on that. And I think it's been really helpful hiring help.
Yes.
Right, for the house. And we have a very, very good housekeeper. She takes care of everything. So that stress is not on our mind. Groceries, cooking, cleaning, any other chores, it's all taken care of. So, when you, especially as a young person, you'll have to do all those things, right? And you'll have to take care of all that stuff. So maybe that will weigh you down a little bit. But once you get to that level where you can focus on the right stuff, like focus on the personal time, just spend, instead of 5 hours, 12 hours, then that's enough to refresh and then get ready for the next week.
Amazing.
So for us, that's what we do.
I love that. And you don't have that, वो थॉट्स हमारे कल्चर से आती है कि मेरी बीवी ही खाना बनाएगी तो मैं खाऊंगा मेरी बीवी मेरे लिए खाना नहीं बनाती
नहीं, कभी नहीं.
Yeah, so let's say for me, like I would rather spend those 2 hours maybe doing my assignment or maybe taking one more consultation rather than cooking in the kitchen. I
Yeah.
mean, it's my preference.
Yes.
And everybody can have their own preferences.
Hanji.
So it's very important to have a partner who understands your preferences
Hanji.
and who actually supports you with that.
Bilkul.
So
Yeah.
happy for you guys. And
Thank you.
for you, I mean, so many more successes on your way and
you.
for your wife's way.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm also very new to this journey.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So one last question, and I would like to close our session with that
Sure.
question.
Anything.
If anything that you would want to change or start an initiative, maybe with yourself, in your company, or maybe on a government level, any suggestion if you would like to give to kind of uplift the mental health of real estate industry, what would that be?
That's a really good question. I think there has to be a little bit more discussion about this. First, awareness. What you're trying to do is a very, very good initiative.
Thank you.
I think just expand that. Be more aware about mental health, because I was reading today or yesterday, mental health affects more people than heart disease patients or cancer patients. It's probably the most inflicted disease that nobody knows about.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So awareness is, I think, the first step. If the government can do something, maybe set up camps or set up some kind of sessions, around in and around the city to talk about these things. Why not, right? The more aware people are, the more people will be, when they go to their office or their house, they'll be able to see the signs. Oh, this person may need some help. Let me try to help them.
Yeah.
And give a clear direction on what to do after you see those signs.
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
So I think after awareness is the call to action. Like, what do you do then?
Exactly.
If you see somebody with some kind of disorder or you feel it yourself, what do you do next, right? That's really important. I don't think many people know what to do.
No.
They may think, oh, I have to, go to the doctor. Then the doctor may refer them to somebody. They may get referred to somebody else. Like, there should be a clear direction on what to do. I think that's the second thing.
Yeah.
And then third, let's say in my company or any company, I think there should be let's say, some kind of maybe software or app or something where you can actually express how you feel anonymously, so that somebody knows, or you're putting it out there, right? Because lots of people keep it inside and it never gets out.
No.
And then nobody will never know about it. They don't tell their partner or their friends or their family. They just keep it inside, and then it just eats you away.
Yeah.
Right? So to get it out there is a major step.
Yes.
I think even if it's anonymously, it's
Yeah.
still fine.
Yeah.
Because I think once you put it out there, then your I don't know, your let's say your stress level does go down,
Of course.
right? Or
Yeah.
you find somebody to talk about it. That will also help you. So I think that's really important for us or organization or anyone to have some kind of anonymous, not a helpline, but like just like a notice board or something. So where everyone can see and then be like, okay, there's somebody who needs help. They don't want to tell who they are. That's fine. No problem. Let's support each other. So then the whole team's morale will go up as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with that. And I really hope that maybe today our conversation would inspire other business owners, such as you, maybe to start a small initiative within your team or even for yourself.
Yeah.
Just to maybe pay attention that how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, I have targets, but then feelings inside here, they also matter.
Yes.
So just little bit paying attention to that, it really makes a huge difference.
True.
Jay, thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
such a fruitful conversation. And as I told you, this is my first time sitting with somebody from the real estate industry. And I really appreciate. And
Thank you so much.
I'm sure like people will benefit from it. And thank you so much for all your insights.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here. And I wish you all the best for the podcast and for your new business. You'll no doubt be a success. It's a very good initiative. Keep going.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.